That we are getting right now, and this concerns the Khalistani propaganda that continues unabated on the Canadian soil. Gurtpatwant Pannun, known for talking about India in a bad way, he has now made us a new statement. And after joining hands with the terrorist group in Kashmir, Khalistani separatist Gurtpatwant Pannun is now targeting Prime Minister's roadshow in Ayodhya. Intel sources revealed to News 18 that Pannun is now instigating Indian Muslims against Prime Minister. Sources further revealed to us that evidence of Pannun's latest provocation, there's a video in which he called for violence during Prime Minister's roadshow in Ayodhya on the 30th of December and will be shared with US, UK and Canada. Abhishek with us on the broadcast. Abhishek, please tell us more about this.
Well, this is the latest from Gurtpatwant Pannun, who has been a prohibited person, a banned person leading SFJ. And earlier we have seen him instigating people to boycott international events like G20, Cricket World Cup, and in the India flights. And now he has also started instigating people to boycott events that is going to be happening in Ayodhya. And he says that political death will start. Journey of Modi's political death will start from Ayodhya. So this is the kind of language he is trying to use, and we know that his political tirade against Indian government and Indians have been well established, and he still continues to operate from the soil of America and Canada. In the past, he has also tried to become the voice, self-proclaimed voice of Kashmiris. Now he has also tried to become self-proclaimed voice of Sikhs, and now also the Muslims of India, without having any agencies over these communities. So this is the latest from him.
This is the latest from him, Gurtpatwant Pannun, and the entire allegation about a so-called assassination plot, Abhishek, to take him down, and there's a prosecution that is going on in the US court, and the fact that he's tried to play a victim is something that has been taken a strong objection to by the Indian authorities. They have repeatedly pointed out that he has propagated an anti-India narrative. It's not just a narrative, it's a propaganda, and the authorities should really look at it.
Well, as the Indian government has time and again warned the US authorities and Canadian authorities that at the cost of a deep and trusted partnership, they are allowing this person to continue to operate from their soil and continue to incite people, attack Indian communities, threaten and intimidate Indian diplomats present there. And now he has also started threatening Home Minister, External Affairs Minister and Prime Minister Modi himself. So clearly he's upping his game while India continues to warn its allies, and these countries, these officials, this administration in US and Canada, they to be strangely mum on the entire issue of containing and curbing his propagandist video on social media, or at least not allowing him that free space or taking any legal action against Gurtpatwant Pannun.
All right, Mr. Tarakkarta, who's a former diplomat, Tarakkarta ji is joining us on the broadcast. Tara ji, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. I'd like to know from you the statement which is coming in from Gurtpatwant Pannun, and on different occasions, in different subjects, he's taken up a position which has been anti-India. It's an anti-India propaganda and narrative that he has really stuck with, and more importantly, India has taken objection to it on repeated occasions. How do you see this recent statement or the recent provocation where he's trying to instigate youth against the rally of Prime Minister Modi in Ayodhya?
I think he has become quite a desperate character. I mean, he's trying his best to stay in the limelight so that he can then evade any kind of arrest or capture. Because as long as he's in the news and he's this big, person who's doing all this, then there will be some hesitation in taking action against him even in the US, because he's a public figure. So right now, I think he, even in the past, he's gone in supporting just about everybody. He wants to have a separate Kashmir state. He wants to recognize, Pakistan's right over Kashmir. He says all sorts of things. He's quite, at some level, I would say this man is out of his mind. But he has a very clear strategy. He never crosses the line. He never says openly terrorist things. He just is adamantly anti-India on every other thing. And now that he's got the spotlight, he's using it.
Taraji, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast and giving us your perspective. Let's now move on to another piece of breaking news coming in. Lashkar-e-Taiba has now opened a new political front ahead of the elections which are pending in the country of Pakistan. Cutting across to that bit of information coming in, 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed, his son Talha Saeed will contest from NA127. That's the constituency in Lahore where he'll be contesting election from. And interestingly, Hafiz Saeed is one of the most wanted terrorists. India has been at the forefront in putting the evidence on the global platform when it comes to his role in the 2611 terror attack, one of the most dastardly terror attacks post-independence that we have seen on the Indian soil. Now, we have seen latest voices coming in. He plans to contest the general election against the top leadership of Pakistan Muslim League, which is, a party which belongs to Nawaz Sharif. I'll try and connect with Abhishek and get more details on this entire story. Abhishek, what does this choice really show? What does it mean for Pakistani politics?
Well, that clearly shows that no matter how much of good talk these Pakistani politicians or the military tries to do, they will continue to provide a space, a political space to the terrorists, to their affiliates, and Talha Saeed, if he happens to be contest, for in the upcoming general elections in Pakistan, then clearly he's not going to totally snap his ties with the ideology that has been anti-India, an ideology that has allowed perpetration of terrorism, cross-border terrorism in India. And we have seen recent remarks by former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif, who happens to be a key contender for the Prime Ministerial post in the upcoming general election. And his tone has clearly softened, and he's more into an amicable solution towards having a workable relationship, at least with India, Pakistan, in this neighborhood. But with the incoming arrival of such elements who have been fostering this terrorism ideology for a very long time against India, that will be a little difficult for any upcoming government in Pakistan to handle.
Absolutely, it will be very difficult for any upcoming government in Pakistan. Abhishek, I'm just going back in time, whether it is about the FATF or various other sanctions that were put against the country of Pakistan. There was global pressure that was building on the country to ensure that the terror elements on Pakistani soil are controlled, they are brought under check. Now, with this kind of moves or overtures happening in Pakistani politics, is the world really taking cognizance?
Well, I think the world has taken cognizance of Pakistan's dwindling economy, their political unpredictability, and the shadow government that has been handled by military for a very long time. And there is no wonder why we have seen former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif being brought back to Pakistan to give some sort of credibility to the political space that Pakistan is currently trying to create. That it is an impartial democratic setup that operates from Pakistan and not the army that is operating. Right. Having said that, allowing these terrorists or those hardcore orthodox ideology people a political space in Pakistan will tarnish that image the Pakistani political leadership is trying to create as a politically more predictable and stable country in the Southeast Asian region.
All right, playing visuals on your screen right now, Talha Saeed, the son of Hafiz Saeed, who's set to contest elections from a constituency in Lahore in the upcoming general elections. Those are the visuals which are playing out for you. Let's move on and talk about another important story. Back home here in India, 22nd of January is going to be a very important day, the Pran Pratishtha ceremony at the newly constructed Ram Temple. Who will attend and who will not? Of course, political posturing around this entire matter will play a crucial role in the run-up to 2024. The left parties have taken a clear position. They have said that this is a religious ceremony and it has been politicized in some way, and that's why they don't want to be a part of such ceremony. The Congress party continues to maintain a strategic silence on this entire matter. Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, they have been invited. The top leaders of all the political parties have been invited. There's also a clarification that has come in that this entire ceremony is not really funded by the government, but in fact it's the Ram Mandir Trust, the public money which has gone in from the devotees, which is funding this particular ceremony. Let's listen in to voices, reactions coming in on the story.
अब ये बाकी ये जो प्रचार जो चल रही है, लेकिन इसके अंदर एक बात स्पष्ट रखना चाहूँगा मैं। देखिए, धर्म जो है वो एक पवित्र संबंध है एक आत्मा और एक परमात्मा के बीच में। कौन होगा परमात्मा जिसके अंदर आस्था है हर व्यक्ति का, वो आस्था का हम पूरी की पूरी इज्जत करते हैं, संरक्षण करते हैं, वो अधिकार का हर इंसान के लिए। तो जहां तक आस्था और धर्म की बात है, उनके लिए हमारा पूरा का पूरा इज्जत है, रेस्पेक्ट। तो ऐसी परिस्थिति में वो स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड होने की जगह उसकी राजनीतिकरण जो हो रही है इस पूरी की पूरी इनॉग्रेशन के लिए, उससे हमारी ये आपत्तिजनक, इसलिए हम वहां पे भाग नहीं लेंगे इस इनॉग्रेशन में।
मस्जिद हमारी शहीद कर दी और उस जगह मंदिर बनाया जा रहा है, तो ये तो बिल्कुल कानून के खिलाफ है, इंसानियत के खिलाफ है, बहरहाल दुनिया की रिवायात के खिलाफ है। भाई दुनिया के अंदर सब लोग मुख्तलिफ मजहबों के धर्म के लोग कर और मुख्तलिफ यानी मजहबों के मानने वाले और इंसानियत के अलंबरदार बहुत से लोग दुनिया में मौजूद हैं, लेकिन कभी ऐसा काम नहीं हुआ कि इस तरीके से मस्जिद को तोड़कर और मस्जिद को ख़त्म करके उसके बाद में उसकी जगह वो मस्जिद भी बाकी नहीं रखी जाए, बल्कि उस जगह मंदिर बना दिया जाए। ये कौन सी इंसानियत है? अब हमसे उन्होंने पूरी ताकत से उस पर कब्जा कर लिया, तो ठीक है वो कर रहे हैं, पर हमारे तो शिरकत की आप बात कर रहे हैं, सिवाय उस दिन अल्लाह से दुआ करेंगे बस इस बात की कि अल्लाह ताला के इस बाबरी मस्जिद जो हमसे छीन ली गई है वो हमें वापस दे दी जाए।
Getting you some more latest information, as we told you earlier, a senior member of the Ram Mandir Trust has confirmed to CNN News 18 that the entire ceremony is being funded by the Ram Mandir Trust. That trust that gets its money from the devotees, from the people who believe in Lord Sri Ram, and not really from any kind of state government or central government. This was one of the key objections that has come from the left parties, as we have heard the political discourse coming in from them. They are arguing that this is a state-funded religious event, but clearly that doesn't add up because it's being funded by the Ram Mandir Trust. My colleague Shivani Gupta with us on the broadcast to tell us more about this. So Shivani, completely funded by the Temple Trust and not really state funds.
No, absolutely. This distinction is very important because the one objection that naturally can be made for an event like this if the state was funding an event like this. But a very senior member of the Ram Temple Tirth Trust has confirmed that all funds, all arrangement, all money that is being spent for this event is very much the trust money. And it's important to note that the trust money is also not state money. The trust money is donation money. They have funded the entire construction of the Ram Temple, which is a 2,000 crore worth construction at this stage, by donations, and they have extra donations that keep coming in. They are pouring in even till today. So all the management of the Ram Temple in future is going to be handled by the trust, and every event associated with the Ram Temple is being handled by the trust. There's no government money involved, so there's no partisanship by the government in this. Yes, the Prime Minister is going for the event, and we have known in the past also he's not really hid his religiosity as far as the Hindu faith is concerned. But other than that, the state is not sponsoring this event.
Thank you so much for that, Shivani. Thank you for putting that in perspective. As my colleague said, that it's the trust money, it's the money coming in from people who believe in Lord Sri Ram, and not really the money coming in from any kind of government. I'll try and connect with my colleague Pallavi as well on this entire story, but let's first cut across to some reactions coming in.
नहीं, हमारी पार्टी नहीं जाएगी, हमने बिल्कुल स्पष्ट किया है, और इसके पीछे हमारी एक बुनियादी समझ है। हालांकि धार्मिक भावनाओं की हम पूरे कदर करते हैं और पूरे देश में एक धार्मिक भावना होती है, उसका भी हम कदर करते हैं, लेकिन इस प्रकार की धार्मिक अनुष्ठान आप राजनीति के साथ जोड़कर धर्म को एक राजनीतिक हथियार और राजनीतिक मंशा को लेकर आप इस्तेमाल करेंगे, हमारी समझ में ये देश की संवैधानिक प्रावधान कि हिंदुस्तान का जो सत्ता है वो सत्ता किसी धार्मिक रंग का नहीं होना चाहिए। ये वो सही नहीं है जो ये लोग कर रहे हैं।
मेरे को तो इसमें कोई बहुत अचंभा करने वाली बात नहीं है, क्योंकि जो ऑर्गेनाइजर्स हैं उन्होंने सबको न्योता दिया है, लेकिन पहुंचेंगे वही जिन्हें राम ने बुलाया है। तो इनको राम जी ने नहीं बुलाया, ऐसे लोगों को भगवान भी नहीं चाहते आए।
Our senior editor Pallavi with us on the broadcast to give us more perspective on the story. So Pallavi, the left party is claiming that it's money, the state money which is being used for religious purposes. But there's a clarification from a senior temple trust official who argues that this is money coming in from donations. It's not coming in from the public exchequer or the state funds.
Well, see, left has always been ideologically opposed to any kind of religious ritual. So that is one point on which they are making an objection to. And the second point they are saying is that despite the Supreme Court directive that religion and politics should not be mixed together, this particular event is very much clearly a political meeting because it has been micromanaged completely by the government and the BJP for the sole purpose of using it for political benefits for the Lok Sabha elections of 2024. We've seen that clarification which has already been put out, but as far as the left is concerned, they are not convinced and therefore they've decided to skip it. But in their skipping, they could put the other allies, particularly the Congress party, which is considered to be extremely close and is also an ally in Bengal and in the rest of the country as well. The question which then arises is that of the Congress party, why is it that you always hobnob with or ally with what is seen as an anti-Hindu force? First the DMK over the Sanatan Dharma issue, and now the left also as far as the 22nd Pujan in Ayodhya is concerned.
Thank you, Pallavi, for putting all of that into perspective. Let's see who are the key political parties which will attend. An invitation has been sent to all of them. Interestingly, the left parties maintaining their traditional stand. They've said that they're not going to attend because it's state exchequer's money, which the Temple Trust argues is not factually correct. We're slipping into a very short break. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned, stay with us.
Emerging as a true blue action heroine in Pathan and a heart-stealing cameo in Jawan, will Deepika Padukone be the Entertainer of the Year? To find out, watch the Indian of the Year Awards 2023. Coming soon.
Modi Sarkar.
हाँ चलिए उस साइड इस साइड सर आप डरिए मत आप अपनी प्रॉब्लम तो बताइए। सुन तो भाई अपनी प्रॉब्लम तो बताइए। सुन तो आइए सर आप शेयर तो करिए चीजें क्या है वहाँ पे। आप फ्रांस के फ्लाइट से आए यहाँ पे रिटर्न? अच्छा ठीक है। अरे सुनो अरे भाई सुन तो भाग मत वो भी हाँ चलिए उस साइड इस साइड सर आप डरिए मत आप अपनी प्रॉब्लम तो बताइए। सुन तो भाई अपनी प्रॉब्लम तो बताइए। सुन तो आइए आप किधर आ रहे हैं? हमारे सामान काम पहले करना
All right, let's cut across to some more news coming in, and there's a statement that has come in from Swami Prasad Maurya, the Samajwadi Party leader, where he has made certain disturbing comments about the Sanatan Dharma. He goes on to say that it's not a religion, but it's a way of life. Something similar has been said by the Prime Minister as well, but he did not stop there. He went on to add some more words which were not very complimentary of the religion, or were not in the right tone and tenor in which he really spoke about the Sanatan Dharma. Interestingly, the Samajwadi Party, Dimple Yadav herself has said that this is not the official position of the Samajwadi Party, and they do not agree with SP Maurya and what he has said. He has said that in his personal capacity. Let's listen in to some reactions coming in.
हिंदू एक धोखा है, और वैसे भी 1995 माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने अपने आदेश में कहा था हिंदू कोई धर्म नहीं, ये लोगों के जीवन जीने की एक शैली है। यही नहीं, जो सबसे बड़े धर्म के ठेकेदार बनते हैं, आरएसएस के प्रमुख मोहन भागवत जी ने भी कहा है, एक नहीं दो बार कहा, हिंदू धर्म नाम का कोई धर्म नहीं है, बल्कि लोगों के जीवन जीने की एक कला।
हम स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य बोले या इंडी गठबंधन के महागठबंधन के कोई नेता बोले, धर्म का मतलब समझते ही नहीं। समाज धर्म क्या होता है, परिवार धर्म क्या होता है, देश धर्म क्या होता है, समझते ही नहीं।
बयान है, बिगड़े हुए बयान, बहके हुए बयान, ये इस बात को प्रदर्शित करता है कि अगर नरेंद्र मोदी जी को देश की जनता ने जनादेश न दिया होता, आशीर्वाद न दिया होता, तो रामलला अभी 600 साल और टेंट में कैद होते।
ये बात लोगों को पसंद नहीं आ रही है, जो लोग आज तक जो है वो विदेशी आक्रमणकारियों की क्रिमिनल कम्युनल क्रूर करतूत का सुरक्षा कवच बने हुए थे।
शुरू से ही राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी ने इस बात को कहा है कि ये उनके अपने खुद के विचार हैं, ये समाजवादी की पार्टी के विचार नहीं हैं और समाजवादी पार्टी उनके विचारों का समर्थन किसी भी रूप में नहीं करती है।
देखिए, स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य का जिस प्रकार से सनातन धर्म और हिंदुओं के खिलाफ जहर उगल रहे हैं, अब ऐसा प्रतीत होता है कि अब स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य जी के पाप का घड़ा भर चुका है। अब उस घड़े पर बुलडोजर चलाने की आवश्यकता है। मैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी से मैं आग्रह करता हूं, निवेदन करता हूं कि अब जल्द बुलडोजर चलाए। आखिर कब तक किस चीज़ का इंतजार कर रहे हैं?
ये अब किसी ज़माने में लीडर लगते थे अपने जात के लिए, लेकिन इनकी बातें, इनकी बोली, इनके अस्तित्व को ख़त्म कर दी। इनकी पार्टी को भी ये ख़त्म कर दिए। ये सपा में गए, अब सपा को भी इन्होंने ख़त्म कर दिया। आज अखिलेश जी इनके बयानबाजी से अब मुंह मोड़ लिए कि हाँ, ये हमारी ऐसी बयानबाजी से तो इससे पता चलता है कि स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य जी को दिल्ली में एक अस्पताल है और वो बहुत ही सुंदर अस्पताल है और वहाँ इलाज बहुत अच्छा होता है। वो थोड़ा दिल्ली से दूर है, आगरा के पास है। इनको ज़रूर वहाँ जाना चाहिए। बढ़िया से वहाँ इंजेक्शन देते हैं दिमागी तौर से।
देखिए, जो इंडी गठबंधन के लोग हैं, चाहे वो स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य हों, स्टालिन का बेटा उदयनिधि हो या दयानिधि मारन हो, ये सारे लोग सनातन धर्म, हिंदू धर्म को अपमानित करने में लगे हुए हैं। और स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य ने तो रामचरितमानस के बारे में क्या क्या नहीं कहा। तो इनको लगता है कि हिंदुओं को गाली देंगे, हिंदू धर्म को गाली देंगे तो इनको पिछड़ों का वोट मिल जाएगा।
धर्म का, किसी जाति का, किसी का भी अपमानजनक बात न कहें और फिर भी ये नहीं मानता है, और नहीं मानने के बाद जब उनकी भी बात नहीं मानता है, इसका मतलब है कि वह विरोधी है समाजवादी का, और समाजवादी में घुस करके और यह उनको नाश करने वाला, उनको पराजित करने वाला ये भाषा बोलता है, जिससे कि हिंदू नाराज हों, ब्राह्मण नाराज हों और सभी लोग नाराज हो जाएं। इसलिए सबको नाराज करने के लिए बोलता है, जबकि स्वयं अखिलेश जी ने कहा कि नहीं, किसी भी जात, किसी भी धर्म और किसी भी बात का मौर्य जी आप इस प्रकार की भाषा नहीं बोलेंगे।
Well, let's now talk about what the opposition alliance is up to and the Prime Minister's face for 2024. We heard the Aam Aadmi Party and the TMC pitch the name of Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress leader and the Congress president, for the position of the Prime Ministerial face of the candidate from the side of the opposition. But it looks like that certain tall leaders within the alliance do not agree with that choice. Nitish Kumar, Mr. Sharad Pawar, both have said that it's not necessary for the alliance to decide on the Prime Minister face ahead of the general election, citing the example of back in 1977, when a cluster of political parties fought against the Congress and there was no Prime Minister face that was announced. Mr. Pawar said that we can take that example and perhaps before 2024, in the run-up to elections, before the numbers are out, we don't really need to go ahead and announce a Prime Ministerial face. Clearly, there are divisions, differences of opinion when it comes to the leadership point within the INDI alliance. Some more reactions on the story.
1977 से इलेक्शन लड़ा, निवडणुकीमध्ये तुझे एका व्यक्तीला फौजे केले नाही. त्या निवडणुकीचं आणखी एक वैशिष्ट्य आहे, निवडणूक झाल्यावर पक्षाची निर्मिती झाली आणि निवडणूक झाल्यावर मोरारजी देसाईंची निवड झाली. निवडणुकीच्या आधी मोरारजीबाईंचं नाव सुद्धा तुटत नव्हतं आणि त्यामुळे कोणाचे फौजे केले किंवा कोणाचे नाही केलं तर त्याचे परिणाम होत असतात. लोक बदल करण्याच्या मनस्थितीमध्ये आले असतील तर लोक निर्णय घेत असतात.
Whether it is Nitish Kumar, Sharad Pawar or Rahul Gandhi, all these leaders are contradicting each other every day. After 4 meetings, they have not arrived at a leader, they don't have a PM face, and they don't even have a convener. We 38 parties in the NDA have only one leader, only one Prime Ministerial face, that is Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Our country will not vote for such a khichdi alliance They want a stable leadership.
हम भी ये कहते हैं कि कोई जरूरत नहीं है, हमारी लड़ाई जो है वो डिक्टेटरशिप है, तानाशाही के खिलाफ है, हिटलरशाही के खिलाफ है, और हमारे पास एक से ज्यादा चॉइस है प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लिए। बीजेपी के पास तो एक ही घिसा पिटा चेहरा है 10 साल से 15 साल से, और क्या है? लोगों को चॉइस तो होना चाहिए ना। इतने चेहरे हैं ना, उसमें से एक चेहरा आ जाएगा।
Once again, the confusion in the India alliance is out in the open. After Mamata Banerjee and Aam Aadmi Party proposed the name of Mr. Khadge as the prime ministerial face of India alliance, now Sharad Pawar ji has come out categorically and vetoed down the proposal, saying that there is no need for such a face. We have already seen Nitish Kumar ji's party come out and say Khadge Farge, and this is not the first time this kind of fight is happening.
शरद पवार जी इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स के और इंडिया के गठबंधन के सबसे बड़े नाम हैं, अनुभवी नेता हैं। उनके वक्तव्य से मेरी 100% सहमति है कि किसी का नाम भी प्रचारित और प्रसारित नहीं किया जाना चाहिए। जैसे 1977 में चुनाव के बाद मुरारजी भाई को चुना गया था, उसी तरह से 272 का मैजिक नंबर पार करने के बाद किसी नेता का चयन किया जाए।
Well, where is it that the various opposition parties within the INDIA bloc really stand? Let's take it through them one by one. If you talk about the TMC, they have backed the name of Mallikarjun Kharge. The similar position exists with the Aam Aadmi Party. Both these parties were together in actually putting the name of Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge as the face for the Prime Minister. But when it comes to Nitish Kumar, when it comes to Mr. Sharad Pawar, the JDU, and also the NCP, both these parties, and these are senior leaders of the opposition, they have said that there is no necessity to decide on the Prime Minister's face or the leadership face before the 2024 general elections. Let me try and cut across to my colleague Shireen Elizabeth, who's with us on the broadcast. Shireen, this has been a perplexing question for the opposition. Who will be the leader? This has been one of the moot issues on which the BJP has taken pot shots on this particular alliance, and it seems like there are clear divisions. A part of the alliance members want a Prime Minister's face, the others are not so comfortable.
Well, it has been made clear, in fact, by Mallikarjun Kharge himself after the last meeting of the India Alliance that took place in the national capital. In the press conference, he categorically said that there were names that was proposed by Mamata Banerjee and was supported by Arvind Kejriwal of Mallikarjun Kharge, but he himself has in fact denied taking that position. In fact, went on to say that as far as the PM face is concerned, that is something that they will be considering only post-election. Until and unless they don't have seats, until and unless they are not winning the election, there is no point of discussing who is going to be the face of the INDA alliance, is what the statement has in fact come from Mallikarjun Kharge. And now once again we are seeing that Sharad Pawar giving the example of 1977 Lok Sabha election, where he said that the face of Morarji Desai, the face of the Prime Minister, was only announced post-election, and it really worked in their favour. And similarly, this time as well, if INDA alliance wins, the face of the alliance will be decided post-election. That is what has been maintained by these parties at the moment.
All right. Thank you so much for putting all of that into perspective. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you for more on this entire story. Some more reactions lined up.
नहीं, मुझे नहीं लगता है कौन पवार साहब वगैरह विरोध करेंगे या उनकी भावना क्या है, ये तो हम लोग तय नहीं करेंगे। हम बहुत स्टेट के लोग हैं, हम स्टेट राज्य में काम करते हैं, केंद्रीय नेतृत्व ही इसके बारे में चर्चा करके इसके बारे में बात कर पाएंगे।
Let's talk about that controversy. It all started with the mimicry of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar by Kalyan Banerjee, the TMC MP. The BJP went all guns blazing to question the manner in which the opposition parties have disrespected the chair of Rajya Sabha or the constitutional office of the Vice President of India. But that criticism has fallen on deaf ears. We have Uday Bhan, who is one of the leaders of the Congress party, the chief of the Congress party in the state of Haryana. And he has once again taken pot shots at Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar. He took a jibe on his caste, he took a jibe on his posture, and clearly the comments were not in good taste. Listen to some reactions and voices.
उस समय सोचना चाहिए था, ये किसान भी 80% उनमें जाट थे और वो किसान भी राकेश टिकैत था, उसके आंसू भी नहीं दिखे थे, वो भी जाट था। और जो महिला पहलवान है वो भी जाट थी। और आपको पता है जब साक्ष्य मलिक अभी जब प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रही थी तो हमारी आंखों में भी आंसू आ गए थे। उस समय उपराष्ट्रपति जी को नहीं लगा कि ये भी जाट है, तब बात नहीं आई समझ में। तो ये बातें जो ये सिर्फ राजनीतिक तौर से, एक बात और कहना चाहता हूं, झुका हुआ जाट और टूटी हुई खाट ये किसी के काम के नहीं होता।
सर, आपका एक स्टेटमेंट है जिसमें आपने कहा है कि झुका हुआ जाट और टूटी हुई खाट किसी काम की नहीं है। ये किस सिनारियो को देख के आपने ये स्टेटमेंट दिया?
ये स्टेटमेंट हमारे पूर्व गवर्नर सतपाल मलिक जी ने न्यूज लॉन्चर पर जब नीलू व्यास जी इंटरव्यू कर रही थी उस समय ये टिप्पणी की थी। वही टिप्पणी को मैंने अपने बयान में उद्धृत किया है और उसमें मैंने कोई गलत नहीं समझता। बेइज्जती तो उस दिन हो रही थी जब साक्षी मलिक के आंसू हो रहे थे, विनेश फोगाट के आंसू चल रहे थे। बेइज्जती उस समय हो रही थी जब राकेश टिकैत के आंसू चल रहे थे। बेइज्जती उस समय हो रही थी जब जाट को गुंडा मवाली कहा जा रहा था, उनके रास्ते में कीलें ठोकी जा रही थी, ठंडी पानी से बौछारें, उनके बिजली पानी के बंद किए जा रहे थे, पुलिस की लाठी चल रही थी। उस दिन अपमानित हो रहे थे।
लेकिन जगदीप धनखड़ जी का जो है एक संवैधानिक पद है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोजीशन है, क्या ऐसी चीजें उनके लिए बोलना या उनकी मिमिक्री करना आपको मतलब ठीक लगता है?
नहीं, धनखड़ जी का बहुत सम्मानित पद है और उन्होंने संविधान की शपथ ली है, किसी बिरादरी की शपथ नहीं ली। उनके लिए सभी समान होने चाहिए। वो संविधान के दायरे से बंधे हुए हैं, उनके हिसाब से होने चाहिए। और जहाँ तक मिमिक्री है, मिमिक्री कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि सब इसी हाउस में मीरा कुमार की मिमिक्री बहुत हुई है। इसी हाउस में सोनिया जी की, राहुल जी की, हमारे रेणुका जी की मिमिक्री बहुत ज्यादा हुई है। इसमें शशि थरूर की पत्नी को जिस तरह से टिप्पणी की गई, ये इसी हाउस में हुआ था।
व्यक्ति नहीं है बल्कि एक संवैधानिक संस्था के मुखिया हैं, उपराष्ट्रपति हैं, राज्यसभा के चेयरमैन हैं, और आपका इस तरह का व्यवहार, इस तरह की मिमिक्री, इस तरह के बिगड़े हुए बोल इस बात का प्रतीक है कि आपका संविधान के प्रति कितना विश्वास है।
संवैधानिक पदों का अपमान, यही कांग्रेस पार्टी और इंडी गठबंधन की पहचान। पहले कल्याण बैनर्जी ने मिमिक्री की, मौकरी की, अपमान किया, पोस्टर शेमिंग, बॉडी शेमिंग की। पार्लियामेंट के परिसर में राहुल गांधी वीडियो बनाते रहे, एनकरेज करते रहे। उसके लिए माफी मांगने के बदले कल्याण बैनर्जी ने कहा यह आर्ट फॉर्म है। फिर कल्याण बैनर्जी ने फिर से एक बार बंगाल में इसी प्रकार का कृत्य किया और कहा यह मेरा अधिकार, मैं 1000 बार करूंगा। और उसके बाद अब पता चलता है कि हरियाणा कांग्रेस के जो अध्यक्ष है उदयभान जी, उन्होंने कहा है उपराष्ट्रपति जी के विषय में कि ये झुके हुए जाट है और ये टूटी हुई खाट की तरह है। सोचिए, जो समाज, जो लोग इस देश की रक्षा के लिए सीना तान कर खड़े होते हैं, उनको झुके हुए कहना और उनके पोस्टर का मजाक उड़ाना। कभी जाट समाज के लोग झुके नहीं हैं।
We'll continue tracking that story and much more here on CNN News 18 on the other side of a very quick break. Stay tuned, stay with us.
$350 crore cash gets recovered by IT department. Dheeraj Sahu yet to explain all of that cash, and suddenly in less than a week's time the Congress launches a crowdfunding campaign.
You have to ask a question, that is this all being done to paint the BJP in a certain light, that it is an undemocratic party? You first provoke, then when you are rejected you claim, well look, democracy is being smothered, you stand outside, you do all that tamasha outside.
Please don't misquote the judgment. It very clearly also said that the structure which used to exist there was purely un-Islamic. They also said that the tenets of Islam had been violated itself because Islam ही इजाजत नहीं देता that in the previous place of worship के ऊपर आपके place of worship हो.
You cannot be seen as mocking such an individual in public high office outside the halls of parliament. just because a bunch of opposition MPs have been suspended.
Brought to you by
हे लोक आहेत ना, हे लोक हे पण होते हॉटेलमध्ये जेवत होते. आम्ही फोटो काढायला गेला तर पळून गेलेले. मला ते नाही मेन तर मी हे सर्व एकत्र आले ना, आपण पळाले ते लोक. याचा आता बघ झगडा काय भांडत होता. हा एक होता, हा फोटो आहे माझ्या असल्याला. हा का हे बघ, हे आहेत ना, हे पंजाबी लोक. पंजाबी है लाल पगड़ी बोला था फोटो में है ना, उसके पगड़ी पहना है. अरे हा पण त्याच्याबरोबरच आहे. हा बघ आहे आता बाकीच्या लोकांना सोडा लागायला खालून जायचं ना. आता आपण वर आलो लागलो गेला खालून.
All right, there's a protest which is happening by the Trinamool Congress, and this after the BJP leader Sukanta Majumdar made a statement on football. He had earlier made a statement and reportedly he was quoted saying that the culture of West Bengal has in some way been affected adversely by the left parties, and that is why people give more importance to football than Bhagavad Gita. He also went on to clarify that his comments have been twisted. However, there's a protest by the TMC on this entire issue. Kamalika, my colleague with us on the broadcast, for telling us more. Kamalika, please tell us more. There's a demand of an apology.
See, Trinamool Congress is going on all-out protest on this, and today in every block of West Bengal there was protest. There was a central rally in Calcutta, which was actually spearheaded by Shashi Paja, Shahini Ghosh, and all the senior leaders also were there. Some of the senior leaders were also there. Their demand is Sukanta Majumdar has to apologize before the people. That's why he said such thing. Rather, Sukanta Majumdar has said that he has meant something else which is blown out of proportion. The Trinamool Congress has not understood his comments. On the other hand, it's a day where the Amit Shah and JP Nadda both are there. In Kolkata, they are having rounds of organizational meeting. So the Trinamool Congress is demanding that Amit Shah and JP Nadda should ask Sukanta Majumdar to apologize, and they already gave 48 hours, which is gone, and they are going to raise the issue more. If you remember that with the Vidyasagar statue crumbling, broken down in 2021, the Trinamool Congress made an issue at that point of time. And now with this saying, this statement, this issues, Trinamool Congress is trying to project this issue. On the other hand, the BJP, the two big shots of BJP, Amit Shah and JP Nadda, they themselves are in Calcutta. They are doing rounds of meeting. They have formed a 15-member election committee. So they want to start a Lok Sabha campaign, organizational meeting from Bengal itself. Now, that is very important that the BJP insiders are saying. So the Lok Sabha run, the Lok Sabha battle started in Bengal. That's very clear.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kamalika, for putting all of that into perspective. And you rightly say that battle in the state of West Bengal, an electoral one, whether it's for the Lok Sabha or for the upcoming assembly elections, it's going to be an important one to watch out for. Listen into some reactions on the story.
ना बंगाल में वो स्वागत है जरूर, लेकिन शायद वो जैसे आप कह रहे हैं, हम लोग को तो एजेंडा नहीं मालूम, लेकिन बीजेपी में जो एक हलचल है, बीजेपी में जो एक झगड़ा है, बीजेपी में जो बंगाल में जो लॉबीबाजी चल रही है, और बहुत सारे नेता हैं, कर्मी तो है नहीं, लेकिन लॉबी जो है और इंटरनल इतनी झगड़ा है उनमें, अंदर में इतना मनमुटाव है. मेरे ख्याल में ये सबको हल करने के लिए, इस समस्या को, इस समाधान क्या हो सकती है, बंगाल में किस तरीके से बीजेपी को और काम में लगा सकती है, ये उनका संगठनिक मामला है. लेकिन ये साफ है, सब जानते हैं कि बहुत झगड़ा है उनमें और कोई किसी को नहीं मानता.
हम देखे डॉक्टर शशि ऐसे प्रेस मीडिया को आपको बोले हैं शायद, लेकिन मुझे मालूम नहीं था कि डॉक्टर शशि पाजा क्या भाजपा ज्वाइन किए है रिसेंटली. हम तो देखे नहीं कहीं, क्योंकि वो उनको फिर भाजपा का क्या अंदरूनी क्या झगड़ा है, क्या है, उनको उसको इतना तकलीफ क्यों हो रहा है, इतना परेशानी क्यों हो रहा है. क्योंकि मुझे तो कल तक जो खबर था कि वो टीएमसी में ही है, और टीएमसी में हमारा पिशीमा जो है, माने ममता बनर्जी, और हमारे लाडला जो भाईपो है अभिषेक बनर्जी, उनका दोनों का बीच में जो झगड़ा चल रहा है, उसको लेकर डॉक्टर शशि पाजा क्या सोच रहे हैं. हमारा भाजपा के जो फैमिली जो मैटर है, वहां पर ये एक डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी है, सबसे पृथ्वी का सबसे बड़ा पार्टी.
देखिए, शशि पाजा जो है, तृणमूल कांग्रेस एक कुपमंडक होता है ना, जो कुएं के बाहर कुछ नहीं देख नहीं पाता. तो ऐसा पार्टी है. अमित शाह जी और जेपी नड्डा जी आगे आने वाले कुछ दिनों में सारे देश का दौरा करेंगे. कहीं पे दोनों इकट्ठे जाएंगे, कहीं पे अलग अलग जाएंगे, लेकिन पूरे देश का दौरा करेंगे, ये तय हुआ है. तो सारे देश में तो अंदरूनी कला नहीं है बीजेपी में. अगर उनकी बात सच भी मान ले कि बंगाल में है, तो सारे देश में तो नहीं है. तो ये हमारे लोकसभा को देखते हुए हमारी प्लानिंग है. आगे आने वाले समय में शशि पाजा को भी पता चल जाएगा ये बीजेपी क्या चीज़ है।
Well, that's the battle between the TMC and the BJP in the state of West Bengal. Let's also get you an exclusive conversation. Mr. Jairam Ramesh, one of the top leaders of the Congress party, all guns blazing against the BJP. He spoke about the showdown in Sansad, the strategy of the INDI alliance, and most importantly, the entire controversy around the mimicry of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. My colleague Pallavi in conversation with Jairam Ramesh, closing this edition of Nation at 5 with this exclusive conversation.
Do you think that mimicry could have been avoided? Let's be honest and fair.
Listen, Mr. Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj is on record as having said that disruption is a legitimate instrument of parliamentary strategy for an opposition. So we are only following the advice that Mr. Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj gave. And what happens outside parliament is irrelevant. What happens inside parliament is more relevant. And if you keep insisting on mimicry, I have put out a video of the Prime Minister doing mimicry on the floor of the House. That is acceptable. Prime Minister mimicry. Prime Minister, of course, we know is a great, dramatist, great natakbaz. But he's mimicking on the floor of the House. And everybody is laughing. Everybody is smiling.
Okay, now let's come back to
this is a non-issue. This mimicry is a non-issue.
Okay, you talk about the weaponization because I think that was the word which was used by Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge when he responded to the chairperson. That meeting has not taken place on 25th because he was not in town. You think the meeting is going to take place?
I'm sure it will take place. In fact, in the last
but both
paragraph,
of them stuck to the stand.
Last
so
paragraph, he says, it is my responsibility and it is my duty to meet you.
But is there any point in meeting because both of them are adamant on their point?
No, see, if there is a genuine way to find a way, genuine desire to find a way forward, we can find a way forward. And we expect the chairman, I don't want to say anything about the presiding officers. They are presiding officers. I don't want to say any of them because, I respect them. But I do want to say that we expect the speaker and the chairman to be absolutely neutral, to be absolutely objective. I'm not saying that.
Because the chairperson is saying that he's a sufferer.
We are expected, I'm also a sufferer. We are all suffering. So, we expect the presiding officers to be neutral, to be objective, to go the extra mile to accommodate the opposition. Because in a situation like this, in any parliamentary democracy, the government will have its way, but the opposition must have its say. And this is what the leader of the opposition, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, has reminded, the chairman. This is what Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, who was Mr. Dhankar's distinguished predecessor, he always used to say. He said, if you cooperate, I can operate. I will allow the government, I will allow the opposition to have its say if the government has its way. This is what Venkaiah Naidu taught us. We are only repeating what
we will now talk about the elections because after Parliament is over, that's the next big thing. So we're going to now talk about the India Front Alliance. I think you know the question I'm going to ask, but the question is about the suggestion which came in. No, I have to ask because I need your answer. So the question is, which Mamata Banerjee and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, both of them floated the name of the Congress president as a PM face. That's the Congress party officially.
That's not the issue.
No. You cannot brush off everything by saying it's not an issue. Do you agree? Do you think Mr. Kharge should be the PM face?
No, that's not the issue. The issue is not, our system is not a presidential form of system. Our elections are party-based elections. Parties contest against each other based on their ideology, based on their manifesto, based on their symbol, based on their pledges. MPs get elected and then the party with the largest number of MPs, which has a majority, chooses its leader who becomes the Prime Minister. We don't have elections for Prime Minister's post like you have elections for the presidential post in the United States.
So you agree with Mr. Sharad Pawar that you should wait for the results to come out?
For us, absolutely. For us, building the base is more important than projecting a face. So the face is not important.
So you agree with Mr. Sharad Pawar when he says that we should wait for the results to come out?
That's the Congress position. Mr. Sharad Pawar is articulating what has always been the Congress position.
Rahul Gandhi as PM?
No, that's not the issue.
No, not India front, but would the Congress party want Rahul Gandhi as the Prime Minister?
We want the Congress to get a majority in this.
And if the Congress gets a majority?
We want the Congress to do well. We want the India group of parties to cross 272.
If
That
the
is
Congress-
our sole objective.
If the Congress does well, would you want Rahul Gandhi
No,
to
that's
be...
not the issue. Why,
Would you want as a Congress leader want Rahul Gandhi to be the PM?
That's a legitimate question, but it's a premature question.
No, but as
We
a
have to
Congress leader, would you want Rahul Gandhi as a
We
PM?
have to get a majority first. We are working on towards getting a majority. And I keep telling you, this is not an individual-centric election system. This is a system that is centered around political parties.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. The preparations are in full swing for the new Ram Temple in Ayodhya. The mega consecration ceremony is planned by the Temple Trust and thousands of people from various fields have been invited for the event on Jan 22 next year. Now, several opposition parties and leaders have also been invited. For example, these include Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, even former President Sonia Gandhi, Congress's leader of opposition in Lok Sabha Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, former Prime Ministers Manmohan Singh and H.D. Devagowda. The invitation has also been sent to heads of various political parties. But Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction has claimed that Uddhav Thackeray has not been invited, at least not yet. And Shiv Sena's contribution towards the Ram Temple movement has been ignored by the current government. Meanwhile, the CPIM has